Hey everybody, I love me some Uno and let's play it. Now, if you've ever watched my other videos, you know that I over-explain things and make it so super, uber-duber simple. We're going to start by just talking about how to play the game, then we're going to play a game. Let's go. Even though I'm playing on the computer, it is a card game, and the cards are in 4 different colors: green, red, blue, and yellow. And most of the cards are made up with numbers 0 through 9 in 4 different colors. And the rest of the deck is made up of these specialty action cards, which we're going to get to in a second. Everybody gets dealt 7 cards face down. The rest of the cards are placed face down in the middle of the table. One card, the top card, is turned over to be face up, and that is the starting card that everyone's going to begin to play off of. The goal of the game is to get rid of all your cards. Everyone is dealt cards in the beginning, and they lay them down one at a time, and the first person to put down their last card wins the round. And essentially, it is a game where you have to match either the color or the number shown on the card. Everyone's going to go around in a circular motion, laying down cards, and each card has to match either the previous card's color or the previous card's number. In addition, there's all types of specialty cards that can block your opponent or give you an advantage, and we're going to get to that in a second. The game can be played with 2 players, 3 players, 4 players. I wouldn't recommend going more than 4 players, although you could. 6, I think, is the max that I have probably ever played with and felt comfortable with, but I'm going to play this one with 4. So in addition to the numbers 1 through 9 in the 4 different colors, there's what they call action cards. And action cards can be things like skip the next player's turn, skip, or reverse, meaning instead of playing in the clockwise motion, which you normally start off doing, suddenly you start to play in the counterclockwise motion. There also can be cards like draw 2, where the next player draws 2 cards and misses 1 turn. Remember, the goal is to be the first one to get rid of your cards. So a situation where you cause somebody to draw cards makes it harder for them to go out, and easier for you to win, harder for them to win. Also in the deck are wild cards. It lets you change the suit, meaning the color. For example, let's say everyone's laying down red cards. You lay down a wild card, you get to declare, I don't want this to be red anymore, I want this to be yellow. There's also wild cards that say wild card draw 4. So not only do you get to choose what the next color is, but you force the next person to have to draw more cards. Now they do say that the only way you can use a wild card with a draw 4 is that you must use this card if you have no alternative cards to play. It's a last resort card. A lot of people don't necessarily play that rule, but the technical rules are that to use this card, you must have no other alternative cards to play. So what do you do if you don't have any card to play? You draw. You only have to draw 1 card. Most people get this wrong. People think that you keep drawing until you get the card. The truth is you don't. You just draw 1 card, and if you don't have anything that you can do, then you don't lay down anything, and the next player goes. Uno stands for 1, and what makes Uno special is that when you do have 1 card left, you must declare Uno. Don't forget to say Uno. In the case of this app, it's a Uno button that you have to hit when you only have 1 card left. If you forget to declare Uno when you have 1 card left, you have to pick up 2. I'm going to select the number of players. I'm going to select 4. Here's the 4 players. I'm at the bottom. Even though they are face up on the bottom, they are face down. Nobody can see them. I'm player 1. This is player 2. Player 3 is across from me. Player 4 is to my right. We're going to go in a circular, clockwise manner. And remember, everybody has to play off of the previous card that was played. The rest of the discard face-down cards are here. I get to go first. I have my 7 cards in front of me. They are face up, but ideally they are in my hand. This is exactly the same as the game that you would play with cards. You go around and you lay down a card that matches the face-up card, either in color or number. I get to go first, and that's a 7 that's red. I can either play my red 8, since it matches the red, or I could play my yellow 7 or my green 7. The rest of the cards, unfortunately, I have in my hand can't be played right now because they don't match the number or they don't match the color. I'm going to go ahead and play my 8 to keep the red color going. The person to my left's turn, he plays one of the wild cards, and he gets to choose the color. So he chose green, And therefore, the next person, the person to his left, the next person in the clockwise motion, must play a green card. Now, if that person had another wild card, they could have laid it down and changed the color again. But in this case, he didn't. He had an actual green card. He played the green card. Then it led to the player number 4, the person to his left, as we go around in the clockwise motion, who also had a 4 that was green and played a green card. And I now have the choice of either playing a 4, which I don't have, or a green card, which I do have. I don't have any specialty cards in my deck, such as those wild cards that my opponent played. I guess I'll play my 7. So the person number 2 played a skip card. That circle with the line means skip. So therefore, player number 3 didn't even get to lay down a card, and it went to player number 4. Player 4 must not have any greens or any wild, so he has to draw a card, and he draws 1 card. Now it's my turn again. Because there's no number, I can only play based on the color. So I'm going to lay it down. I lay down my 8 because it's green. Player 2 plays down another green. Player 3 plays a wild card that says +4. So now the person on my right, they've gone ahead and they had to draw 4 cards. And unfortunately, they have to skip their turn. Their turn was drawing 4 cards. So as you can see, player 4 on the right has a lot of cards left. Now, the color has been declared. This little thing here shows you blue. Blue is now the color. So fortunately, I have 2 blues. I also have 2 yellows. I might as well play one of my blues. So now it's player 2's turn. He either needs a blue or he needs a 0. And he has a blue, and so he lays the blue down. Now it's player 3's turn across from me. He has to play either a blue or he has to play a 3. He has a blue. He plays a blue 9. People are slowly getting rid of their cards. Now it's player 4's turn. He's the one with a lot of cards. He's probably got a 9 or he's probably got a bunch of blues. Let's see what he plays. He chooses to play a blue with a +2, meaning I have to choose 2, and I also lose a turn because it goes to the next player. I've gotten 2 new cards now, and I don't even get to take a turn. Not good. It's player 2's turn again, and he also chooses to play a wild card and change the color. And he changes it to yellow. So now player 3 must play a yellow, or I guess maybe the left, he could have a wild card. Player 3's turn, what does he do? He plays a yellow, and therefore now it's player 4's turn. He could play a 9 in any color, or he could play a yellow card. Hopefully he's not going to play another card that gives me more, and he does. He plays a yellow. That's also a +2. So I again am going to skip my turn, and I again must be drawing 2 more. So I'm really not doing well here. Player 2's turn. He's got 2 cards left. Let's see what he does. He plays a yellow card, a yellow 3, but more importantly, he only has 1 card left, and as you can see, he's shouting Uno. On the computer, they have a little white bubble cloud, but that means he only has 1 card left. Oh, and look at me with all these cards. Not looking good for me. Player 3's turn. He plays a yellow 4, and he's down to 2 cards. Now it's player 4's turn. He's the one with all the big cards. He's the one who's forced me to take all these extras. Now he just plays a 1, a regular old yellow 1, which is great. So now it's my turn. I either have to play a 1 or I have to play a yellow card. I've got a 7 and an 8 and a skip in yellow. So here's my logic. I'm thinking since the person to my left only has 1 card, and I don't know what card that is, if I just played a regular old yellow, like a 7 or 8, he could have a yellow card, and then basically he's won because he'll just play his last card. I could play the blue one, but he could have a blue, and then he just plays his last card. So I have a yellow skip. I'll play the yellow, skip his turn. So it skipped player 2's turn. It's player 3's turn now. He has 2 cards left. Let's see what he does. If he has any yellow card, he'll play it, and he has to draw. Okay, so now he has 3 cards. Now it's player 4's turn, and I'm assuming he's got to have a lot of yellow cards in there, so he'll probably just drop 1. Okay, so he dropped a yellow 0. Well, I don't have much of a choice. I either have to play one of my 7s in yellow, or my 8 in yellow, and hope the person to my left doesn't have a yellow. That's really my only option. I could draw a card, but I can only draw one card, and that's not going to do me any good. So some people think when they get into this situation that you just start drawing cards until you get a wild card. That's actually not the case. I have to play my yellow card, and I have to hope that the person to my left, player 2, doesn't have a yellow card. Or I can choose between a 7 or an 8. Hopefully he doesn't have. I'll pick a 7. Hopefully he doesn't have a 7 of any color or any yellows. And he turned out he had a wild card, so no matter what, he was going to win. Hope you enjoyed this. By the way, if you want to play Uno with me, you can. Just join my Patreon page where Patreon members can play games with me one-on-one. Any game I teach on this channel is a game I will play with you. Check it out. Hope you enjoyed this. Check out my other videos. And if there's a game you want me to teach, let me know. Bye.